breaking news came down, so we have to discuss it. This is what we do here. We're talking about the Indiana Fever making yet another move, Alicia, because they're Thanos right now and they're collecting all the Infinity Stones.
Did you hear about the surprising move in the WNBA that's got A'ja Wilson upset? Sydney Colson, Wilson's favorite teammate and trusted ally, made a huge splash by leaving the two-time champion Aces to join Colson Clark and the Indiana Fever.
Two-time WNBA champion Sydney Colson is officially signing a one-year deal with the Indiana Fever. So, the Fever just keep on doing what they've been doing. They're not playing no games in Indiana.
First of all, this WNBA free agency will not let us rest. Number one, we literally cannot rest. But also, I love this move again. Like, Sydney Colson is a great player, but she's also a player that is going to add even more to what we're going to talk about later, and that's that chemistry of the team.
That's right. Everyone in the Aces' dominance is slipping, and fans are in shock. And you know what? Of all the changes the Fever made this offseason, this could be the one that propels Indiana to championship glory. Are you ready to watch this drama unfold? Let's dive in.
To tell me that two-time WNBA champion, the face of the God Dog League, okay? The Aces' main girl, right-hand man, Sydney Colson, is no longer returning to the Aces and is signing with the Indiana Fever. First of all, do the Fever even have any more roster spots open? How many folks are you guys going to sign?
Imagine this, Wilson. The self-proclaimed queen of the Las Vegas Aces waking up to find her trusted ally gone. What went down? Sydney Colson, a two-time champion with the Aces, was more than just a teammate to her. She was a confidant, a partner in crime, and the person who kept the locker room united. But something shifted. Colson began looking past the bright lights and allure of Vegas.
Face of the league, self-appointed face of the league, but also just in entertainment and all of these things. She has done and achieved so many things and continues to find amazing places in the WNBA, including with the Indiana Fever right now. And I'm just really, listen, what other moves they gonna make? Because I love this one too. And just great move after great move after great move. And
let's talk about Colson's time with the Aces. Her stats might not stand out: minus 2.5 points, 1 assist, and 8 minutes per game. But her impact went far beyond the numbers. Colson was the defensive force, always stepping up when it counted. Remember the WNBA Finals 2 years ago? She was the one making the crucial plays that flew under the radar. And off the court, she was the heartbeat of the Aces locker room, keeping everyone energized and laughing through tough moments. The kind of player every championship team needs to make others better.
I'm excited for Sydney Colson, and I'm excited for the Indiana Fever because they have an amazing player who is also very hilarious, like one of the funniest people in the league. So really excited to see this.
Said, imagine the content between Sydney and Caitlin. It's going to be comedy.
Content for days. I know the Indiana Fever front office is just celebrating because that is a part of it too, is content and having players that are going to be good at that. So come on, Sydney.
Now let's shift focus to the Indiana Fever. Are you ready for this? They've been making moves like a team with something to prove. Natasha Howard? Check. Dana Bonner? You bet. Sophie Cunningham? Yep. And now Sydney Colson. It's like they're putting together a super team right before our eyes.
What do you mean Sydney Colson is joining the Indiana Fever? What does that mean? Indiana is just being so greedy right now. They took DB. They took Natasha. Now they got Sydney Colson. Like, why would they take Sydney from us? Why would they take Sydney from us? What the we ever do to Indiana? Except beat them. But like, what the we ever do to Indiana?
But why would Colson leave a championship team? That's the big question on everyone's mind. The basketball world is stunned. Fans are in disbelief. Aces supporters can't wrap their heads around it, while Fever fans are in awe, almost wondering if they're dreaming.
I'm really trying here not to crash out, okay? I can't take too much more. I just said the other day, what did I say? Another bomb is Sunday. I said, this isn't it. You know, I can't wait to see what the next bomb will be. Didn't know this would be the bomb. Stephanie White ain't playing fair. I have to say it again. Stephanie White is not playing fair. She on one.
Here's the reality. Colson chose Caitlin Clark over A'ja Wilson. Let that sink in. The player Wilson once referred to as her favorite teammate and right-hand woman has packed up and moved to Indiana. This isn't just about a new team. It's the beginning of an entirely new chapter.
That Amber Cox and Stephanie White, they were probably scouring the free agency market, and they were like, you know what? We do need to protect our locker room. We need to be able to bring in someone who can be a really good fit, someone who can really help to put these younger players at ease. And also, we need somebody to be able to play some lockdown defense off the bench. And that is it. Sydney Colson is vibes and defense. That's why she's on this team.
Here's the thing. It's not just about basketball. It's about building a culture. The Fever aren't just getting a backup guard for Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. They're getting a locker room leader, a defensive specialist, and a proven winner. As for Wilson, she's not staying quiet. Her social media is on fire, and fans are losing it. But why all the buzz about Colson? You might think she's just a backup guard, but Colson is far from typical. She's a defensive force with incredible court vision and a silky three-point shot. Picture her alongside Caitlin Clark or running the show when Clark needs a break. That's a dangerous combination.
Colson is a two-time WNBA champion, a true vet, an amazing backup point guard. And anytime that CC or any of the guards need to go to the bench, I mean, Sydney Colson always makes the right call, always makes the right decision. So to pick up a vet, a professional like Sydney Colson, and then you also have a vet like DeWanna Bonner, and you also have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, and then you have CC and Aaliyah Boston and Lex.
Let's break it down. Colson might not be the top scorer, but that's not why the Fever signed her. They already have plenty of offensive power. What they need is a defensive force, someone who makes smart plays and hits clutch shots. And don't forget leadership. With 2 championship rings, Colson brings a winning mentality that could be the spark for a young team like the Fever to make a championship run.
I hope that some of y'all, if y'all are not familiar with Sydney Colson, I hope y'all watch some highlights of her, because don't just be like, oh, Sydney Colson, she barely scored last year, she's not good for the Indiana Fever. No, she is. Don't
Think about it. The Fever's backcourt is full of talent, but they were missing that veteran presence, someone who's been through it all and knows what it takes to win at the highest level. Enter Sydney Colson. She's the ideal mentor for Clark and Mitchell, helping them navigate the challenges and keeping them calm when the pressure's on.
Clark actually spoke on this on Sunday, and she had this to say, quote, "I'm excited. Obviously, we made some great moves. I think Kelly and Amber and the whole Fever organization are helping us to win now, and I think that's really important. I think they're putting really good pieces together that are going to complement each other really, really well." And then she continued talking about Steph, their new head coach, and said that Steph taking over as head coach for us, I think, is going to be really great. A great basketball mind, someone that actually called quite a few of my college games. So being able to build that relationship with her and just be in the gym and work on things that she probably saw when I was a freshman in college. I knew that Caitlin Clark was this phenomenal talent, but she was entering a league that she was not familiar with. She was a rookie. The Indiana Fever have been actively building and rebuilding their organization and this team, and they have a lot of incredible pieces. But the fact that they were able to get into the playoffs and be a team that, although they didn't, advance far in the playoffs, they were a team that we kept saying, if you face them, they're gonna make it difficult for you. That organization then saw that and said, we're capitalizing on this and we're doing it now.
What Steph White is doing and what the Fever organization is doing is nothing less than phenomenal, in my opinion. They are taking this young, talented core that they have, with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, and they're adding veteran players that Stephanie White has already worked with. Let's talk about that too, and has chemistry with and knows the work ethic of. And they are building this super team, make no mistake about it, that is going to give you instant results.
Season. The Fever is going to run amok this year. You got DeWanna Bonner. Oh, my God. They took Sid. And some of y'all really don't feel like Sid was that valuable. Sid, so valuable. To not see Asia, Sid, Chelsea Gray, KP, and Jackie Young together